My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of M3GAN. And this is a movie I was very excited for. Just a few days ago, I released my list of my most anticipated movies of 2023, and I didn't mention this movie, but only because it was coming out this week. If this movie was getting released in March, it would have made my list. I mean, it's produced by James Wan, who I think is doing marvelous things in the horror genre. It's directed by George Johnson, who also directed this movie called Housebound, which is a really fantastic little gem. The trailers to this movie looked great, and it's getting insanely good reviews. It's like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like unheard of for this kind of movie. So I was pumped, and after watching it, I had a total blast. Now, I know some people are going to compare this movie to the 2019 Child's Play, and that's another movie that I love and have a blast with, but I never even thought about it once while watching this movie. They just feel like two totally separate things. And I think you've got yourself a really strong story here. The characters felt fully fleshed out, and the way this movie explores our connection to technology was really effective. AI is not a new concept in movies. It's been done a billion times. It would be done a billion more times. But the way it's handled here, it doesn't feel far-fetched. It feels like we're just a few years away from something like this. You know, you've got those Amazon and Google things where you just walk into a room and say, lights on, play this song. And how this could be the next step from that. I think we're very close, unfortunately. And I guess it doesn't matter how many movies warn us about the possible outcomes and the consequences, it's going to happen. And on top of that, there's so many parents giving iPads and iPhones to kids because they're so busy all the time, and it's just easier that way, but how that can actually affect a kid and the way those ideas are fully explored here really got under my skin. You know, some of the scary moments in this movie didn't come from the threat of M3GAN, even though I thought she added some nice tension to it, but it came from the fact that this girl has gotten completely emotionally invested in this robot. That's what really worked for me about this movie. And it's still able to have some really funny moments, and it goes full camp in the last act, and I had a total blast with it. I feel like it's a very confidently directed movie that's trying to do a lot of different things and does so in such an effortless manner. And you've also got yourself a very strong cast. Allison Williams, for the first bit of this movie, felt a little dry to me, but that's also the point of her character. And by the end, she really sold me on the emotions and just her character arc incredibly well. You've got Violet McGraw, who I think is the sister of Madeline McGraw, who was in The Black Phone last year. But anyways, this is a very good kid performance. You've got Amy Donald and Gina Davis, who both play M3GAN, and I don't know what they did with the character, but this character is iconic. The way she delivers lines, the way she moves, just everything about her, she's the next big horror icon. I'm calling it now. You've also got Wani Ching, who I think was really good in this movie, and it's just a total blast. Now, I do have a few issues. My biggest one is the emotional foundation of this movie of the parents who died have zero weight. Like, there is not once in this movie where I felt like tearing up. I really would have liked a bit more from that. And this movie was easily made to be all but but they definitely cut it down to PG-13, and it's incredibly obvious. I don't believe every horror movie needs to be R in order to be scary, but I feel like it would have really enhanced this movie in the last act. But I still loved this movie. I had a blast with it. I thought it explored its ideas incredibly well. That really got under my skin. The story and characters were well written. You've got yourself some nice good old-fashioned cliches with the nosy neighbor. I can't remember the last time I've seen that in a movie. It manages to be funny, intense. M3GAN is a great villain who provides some nice tension. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I don't know if everyone's going to love it as much as I did, but I'm going to go ahead and give M3GAN an 8 out of 10. So between M3GAN, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Babylon, it's a great time to go to the cinemas. But have you seen M3GAN? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin